welcome to the Working on a KLR Part 3 video. Now, I wanted this video to be final assembly, nice time lapses, putting everything back together, some detailed shots, giving it a final wash, prepping it, taking it back to its owner. Happy days. Unfortunately, life don't always works the way you plan. So what happened with the KLRs, I have installed the front fairing, the top piece with a headlight contained within it. And I was standing back looking at it and I thought to myself, you know what, it's getting late. I really want to take this thing for a ride. Just around the block. And I thought, let me take it to my brother's place quickly. He just stays 2.2 kilometers from me. It's very close. I want to feel what it feels like with the service, engine serviced and the chain service that's all been done. So I put the seat on it. There's still no side covers on it. So I just rode it like it is. Two things came up. Number one, the speedometer is black. There's no light coming from it. So I thought, okay, I'll have to remove the fairing again, check what's going on. Then I rode it and the engine is noisy. So if you are here, if you are watching this video, chances are that you know KLRs. And if you know KLRs, you definitely know about the doohickey. Now, this is a 09, okay? Now, I know they say the doohickey is mostly for 09 and before, or before 09. From 09 up, they are right. But previously, when the bike was here in 2022, I did check the valve clearances and they were within spec. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the tank off. I'm going to check the valve clearances again. I want to make sure that those are within spec. If those are in spec, I need to do the doohickey. If they are not within spec, I need to concentrate on those and get them their correct shims for the valves and make sure that those are within spec. And then we will, after that, it will determine where do we go. Now, the owner wants me to do the doohickey. I also feel that we should maybe look into that, but it comes with its own challenges. We are in a country where items such as those are not freely available. I cannot walk in my nearest motorcycle shop and just buy one off the shelf. It doesn't work that way. I need to import one, which comes with another set of challenges. We have a very weak rand, which means I have to pay top dollar price for those parts. So, be that as it may, let me do the valve clearances and then we'll take it from there. So yes, I'm going to take the tank off again and then we'll go through that. I just want to show you one thing, which I also managed to get. I was looking, when I was assembling the top fairing, I was looking at those parts and I thought, you know what? All the nuts and bolts, all the fasteners on that bike is so ugly, especially on the fairing side. So I got these nice button head Allen keys with good washers, stainless. I'm going to replace all those worn out fasteners on that bike with fresh ones. It will make the bike look a lot better, more presentable, and it will just freshen up the bike a bit. So let's get the bike, let's get the tank off and start checking those valve clearances. All right, so as I said, you can see that I have assembled the bike up to a point where you can actually ride it. Okay, now without obviously the seat. But I have installed the rear tailpiece, this whole section here, which was newly painted as well. But yes, unfortunately, while riding, I noticed that the moment you pull away and you go first, second, third, you start hearing, listen, whoa, this motor is not right. It's noisy. So yeah, I need to check the valve lash, which we are going to do now. So I'm going to put you on a time lapse while I remove all the stuff that I need to remove, and then we'll carry on from there. Right, let's remove the fuel tank. The fuel tank is quite heavy. It's it's about up to here full of fuel, so it's not on the empty side. Right, here we go. I think there's more fuel in it than I have indicated there. Okay, as you can see, these are the camshafts. So what I now need to do, I'm going to try and get you closer. What I need to do is I need to measure with a feeler gauge in this gap down here. I need to measure what the valve tolerances are. But before I can do that, I need to get the engine into top dead center. So that I have to do on the other side of the engine. So let's do that. As you can see, I have checked the valve clearances on the 15th of October 2022 at 26,550 kilometers. The bike is now standing at 33,386. So it's less than 10,000 kilometers back, yes, but the bike is due for a service, the bike is due for a valve check, and the engine is noisy. So I need to check the valves in order to eliminate the need for installing a doohickey. If the valves check and they are within spec, it's definitely going to have to be the doohickey replacement. So let's do that. So I need to open here. So I need to turn the crank inside here, and inside here will be the mark to indicate to me when the motorcycle is at top dead center. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a bigger coin than this at this stage with me, but let's just see. No. So let's grab a pair of pliers. That's it. This will do. Also, easy opening, you see. Open. Need the coin again. See how dirty they are. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so I just I just realized my mic died while I was recording that. I went through them and I found that these two are both out of spec. This one is within spec, that one is, let me just see, also within spec. So these two should be between 0.15 and 0.25. That one is 0.15 and this one is 0.2. Okay. These ones should be between 0.1 and 0.2. They are both 0.05. So I just want to make sure, go through them again and make sure that I was correct in my measurements. So let's go again, 0.1. This one, nope. Make sure, no, make sure. This one does go in, but you have to push it. That's not right. It's not right. Okay. Then let's go to 0.5 with these ones. 0.5 is too thick for that. 0.5, not it's smaller than 0.5. So let's go for the exhaust. Exhaust needs to be 0.25 maximum. It's too thick. It's too thick. Then we go to 0.2. That goes in. See? Can go in easily. Can go in freely. That one does not. So let's go to 0.15. Let's go to 0.15. 0.15. Obviously, the side is going to be loose. That side. It goes in easily. That's it, guys. So I will have to now work out what thickness of shims I need to replace the shims that's in there, and then I'm going to have to remove the camshafts, and it's going to be I need to be very thorough because I need to make sure that I mark the timing chain, make sure that I take it out at precisely the marks that it should be, then remove the cams, remove the caps, the caps that goes over the valves as well as the shims. Then I need to replace those shims with exactly the right ones. Then I need to replace everything, make sure those shims are correctly fitted at the correct place, make sure that the clearances are correct. Then I can close it up. Okay, so I've removed the bearing caps and the tensioner of the timing chain. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out this cam, and I am going to take out only this cam, because the other cam I do not need to remove. Just take this cam, please. The other cam I do not need to remove because I do not need to remove the valve buckets of the other side. Right, so here's the cam, the inlet cam. Let's have a look. I've said before that there's marks on the other side as well. Here's one of them, as you can see. So I just want to see. And as you can see, those marks just come off. Beautiful. I'm very, very, very thankful for that. Okay, that is an indication that the oil that was in it was old, but it was serviced now. So I'm happy with that. Just putting this cam down softly. I just need to get something to wipe my hands with. All right, so I found an old white towel. Okay, now I need to take out these valve caps so that I can check those those uh, those shims. My son's playing with a magnet, and that's exactly what I need to remove these. Let's see. Okay. So as you can see, I've just marked this gap, just to make sure that I know this one is the right one, the other one is obviously left. So I need to open there with a small little flat very carefully, because you do not want any scratches on the side, because then this cap is not going to go fluently in and out. And then remove the shim. Okay, so now I went and I got other shims. So I got 0.15 thinner on both. So I'm busy reinstalling the cam. I just want to show you this cam cap. You can clearly see there, it has an R that shows you this is the right side cap. It shows in for intake. The other side has X for exhaust, and it has an arrow to point the way forward. So you cannot really get these wrong unless you really do not concentrate on what you're doing. Okay. Plus, the other cap, the cap on the left-hand side, has a feeder pipe between the intake and the exhaust bearing caps for oil feed. So you can't really get that wrong. All right, so here we go. We have the bearing caps in. So now I need to get all my tools, and I need to make sure that I get those all torqued down to the correct specification. I just want to tighten them a little bit, just to make sure that I get the cam caps, the bearing caps, to seat. And then I need to torque them down, which I don't think is going to be very easy. Right, as you can see, the motor has been assembled. The two shims are in. Everything has been torqued to spec. Everything is as it was, except for the radiator that I must still tighten up now. But that I'll do now. And then I need to assemble, put back the tank, so forth, and the seat. Then I intend to take it for a quick ride. I I have to go and see if the engine is quieter than it was. Because let me tell you guys, the top end was noisy. So, but before I can do any of that, I need to clean up this mess. I cannot put back this mess as it is. It needs to be cleaned up. So I'm quickly going to wipe it down. Then I will assemble the bike, and then I will take it out for a quick cruise, not far, just a mile or so, and then we'll see what it says. Then we'll see what it says. Shop. Okay, she runs well, no problem there. But that doesn't mean the noise of the engine is gone. Just quiet it down. It sounded similar previously. The moment you swing a leg over and you ride up the street, you immediately realize this motor is noisy. So let me not celebrate prematurely. Let me put the seat on it, then take it up the road, and then we'll see what it says. All right, so I have worked on the KLR all afternoon, checked the shims, found that the intake side was too tight. So I went down 0.15 millimeter in thickness on the shims. Both the intake and the exhaust valve clearances are now within spec. So I'm happy with that. So I reassembled everything, took the bike out for a ride. The engine is still noisy. So I do not see the whole valve clearance job as a miss or a failure. I see it as a success because the valve clearances on the intake side was too tight. If I did not open them and check them, I would not have found that the valve clearances were too tight. And also, the engine is a lot quieter than it was before. So it is a job that I had to do. It had to be done anyway. It doesn't matter what I did. The valve clearances would have had to be done anyway. So it's another job ticked off the list. But I still need to do the doohickey. I believe the engine is noisy because of the doohickey. So I will only find when I open the motor's left side to see if that counterbalance shaft chain is on the loose side. I believe it is, and I believe that the doohickey will solve the noisy chain drive of the counterbalance shaft. So yes, I'm going to have to find one, preferably with tools, import them, then do the whole installation job. So hopefully we will be able to cover that in the next video. Until then, guys, stay safe, ride safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.